Football is back. So glad you are with us. It's the Millbrook Pioneers as we look at another matchup this upcoming week into weekend. It's a Thursday matchup as Millbrook hosts Harrisonburg. Now joining me, the head coach of the Millbrook Pioneers, Josh Haymore. Coach, as always, really appreciate your time. I know it's been quite some time since the last time we met on one of your opening days of preseason camp, but you've got some more work in since then. I just want to get your thoughts on what really has impressed you from the start of camp up until now. What have you seen? What have you really liked so far?
The unity. I mean, I think our kids have really come together with a lot of the things that's been happening to us on and off the field. I think we got some good kids, some good leaders. That's really impressed me with the way they, when they see a problem, they come to me. When they see good things, they come to me. They pick each other up. There's no more negative talk or anything like that. It's all very positive around the locker room and out on the field, and X's and O's aside, I mean that's been looking pretty good. It's just we got some fine tuning, but really if you've coached ball ever, or regardless of the sport, if you have the leaders, practice is a lot better, locker room's a lot better, weight room's a lot better. And they really stepped up this year so far. We got some good leaders on this team.
So, in terms of the leaders, like you mentioned, does that sort of help in a way? Because obviously you got some newcomers coming in. That's usually the case every year. The younger guys trying to learn about the culture, the system that Millbrook offers. Does that help you as a coaching staff when you have leaders like that step up, not just on the field, but off the field as well?
Yeah, I think that helps a lot. I mean, we got a lot of young kids this year. We have 12 seniors, and a majority of them are leaders and doing a really good job and playing and all that. But there's a lot of young kids, juniors and sophomores that are there. And they've done a good job of kind of showing how Millbrook football is and how we practice and how we play. First few practices we got in pads, the leaders kind of stepped up and said, "Hey, like we're going to take to the ground. Like this is live. You either need to get with it or get out of here. We want to be able to play." And just like teaching them, Kyler, as an example, knows what he's doing at fullback. Well, the younger guys or the guys that are, lower on the depth chart, he's been helping out. He's like, I gotta make sure that, if for some reason something happens to me, I'm the position is ready. So, I mean, I think they've done a good job all around as just leaders, as helping everybody and helping the young kids, especially.
So just take me through an evaluation of what you saw during your scrimmages, in terms of, I know you don't share the full playbook, more vanilla style, but what were you really looking for and what really stood out to you from your scrimmages that you want to take into the game this upcoming week?
We had a couple kids that were sick throughout the last 2 weeks. And, I think we really had some of those young kids step up and play. Like we had a couple of them start last week that we normally would not have started. And I thought they played really hard. I think they get the style of football that we want to try to get across to the kids, and they did a really good job, looking at that. And then, just the fine tuning things, like everybody's going to the right way, which is good. And that's the way it should be, going into the first and second scrimmage with your base plays. But like, you want to be able to see if they're selling out on what they're doing with their blocks, if they're finishing their blocks, if they're hustling and running to the ball, how their tackling is, and those little things that really help you, succeed throughout early in the season and then build on top of it. So, I mean, I think looking at the two scrimmages, every kid that set foot on the field, and every kid did. Like there wasn't a guy that did not play on our sidelines, so that we could evaluate them in a varsity setting. I think they stepped up and played pretty well. It really helped with the depth chart. It helped with team unity, like I said in the last question. But then also, like, guys were just out there having fun. It was great to see for the past two scrimmages.
So, looking to your matchup, you're hosting Harrisonburg on a Thursday. I know the Thursday games are a little bit weird, but it's something we've come accustomed to over these past 2-3 seasons. If I remember correctly, young man Kyler Jackson had a pretty stellar game against Harrisonburg around this time last year. Just take me through what you're looking to see from your team going into the matchup against Harrisonburg. And I'm sure, Coach, you're just looking forward to some regular season high school football.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm ready to see these guys in action and against somebody besides a scrimmage and all that. Like I want to see them playing hard in an actual contest that counts. You know what I mean? And see who's going to really step up. Like if they get a chance to not starting, who's going to step up and play their hardest and play their best.
Absolutely. So just to wrap this up, just looking at Harrisonburg, what have you seen that you maybe want to try to eliminate come Thursday?
You know, I think it's really like it's the fear of not knowing what they're going to run. You know what I mean? Like it's like any other game, especially on offense. On defense, you know, you see things that they run in scrimmages and all that stuff. But when you run an offense like this, you're not going to get their same defense. And if you do, it's a little tweak of a few things and all that stuff. But like the majority of it is, you know, you don't really know what it is. And the kids are excited because, you know, you look at them and you're saying, hey, we got to practice these 18 different fronts. As long as you know your rules, you'll be fine. But then once they get in the game, they're like, okay, it's not as bad because they're going to stay in a front or stay in 2 fronts or 3 fronts or whatever. So it kind of helps, you know, with the excitement that way too, but is also making sure that our guys know our rules and all that, especially on offense. And then on defense, you know, they got some good little running backs. I mean, I think the running back runs really, really hard, and they kind of switch it. I can't tell because the numbers are weird, but it looks like he also plays quarterback. So I mean, I don't know if he's going to play quarterback or if he's going to play running back. I have no idea. So I mean, it's just a matter of getting in the game and seeing where he's at. Plus, also, you don't know if the numbers are correct and who's at quarterback and who's at running back because the numbers are all weird in each scrimmage and all that stuff. But, I mean, just making sure that we're doing our jobs and doing the right things, I think, is the main focus on the first game.
Millbrook hosting Harrisonburg. It comes a day early on Thursday as part of the exciting weekend of high school football. As always, the head coach of the Millbrook Pioneers, Josh Haymore, joining me. Coach, as always, really appreciate your time. Looking forward to all season long, sir.
Heck yeah. Sounds good. I appreciate it.